So one thing I want to point out is on iRacing, when it comes to upcoming races, super speedways translate the most for me personally, I would say for a lot of people, because even though the air might be a little bit different, you do feel the draft and stuff like that. Hold on a second. Let's get rolling here. Where did I start? I started 8th. So, what I wanted to say was the reason iRacing helps me prepare so well for super speedway racing is because, you know, that you feel the draft and stuff there is a little different. There's some things you don't feel physically. But the biggest thing is getting used to this. See how big the spoiler is? You can't even see past the guy in front of you. You're just stuck staring at his bumper. And at a lot of tracks, you can really focus on looking around the guy in front of you and try to see further ahead. You have to look further ahead, especially when you're going 200 miles per hour. But at super speedway, you almost can't. Right now, I'm trying to look at the inside line, try to peek out a little bit. You can't really move around too much, especially when you're 3 wide, 4 wide at some places. At Daytona, 3 wide's already tight enough. If you're 4, that's really sketchy. Talladega, you could run 4, but what I'm saying is when you're that tightly packed together, you really can't see anything because you got to hold your line and you're tight up behind the guy behind you. And I'll try to get an example for you here. I don't really have much help from behind, so I'm struggling to suck up. Right here, I got a good run. So right now, when I'm right on his bumper like this and pushing, right now I'm not pushing. I'm staying off him a little bit just because we're in the corner. In corner entry, you don't want to do that. But right here, I suck up to him, I'm about to give him a push, and right here it's very difficult to see, right? So unless he moves around, this guy's moving around a lot. He needs to hold his lane a little bit better. I don't know if he's trying to form a 3rd lane or what, but it's very difficult to see, and my point is that when I can hop on iRacing at a super speedway like Daytona or Talladega before I go there in real life, it's really great visual practice of getting used to not being able to see far enough ahead. That had me nervous there. I don't know why this lane's moving so much. And it really gets you a little bit more used to it, kind of a little more comfortable, and get you some great reps, especially because we don't have practice in real life right now with the coronavirus and COVID-19 precautions we're taking at the track. No practice, no qualifying, and to be completely honest, we usually don't even get into a pack in practice because you're scared of tearing up the car. I'm forming a 3rd lane right here. Now I'm not because he almost squeezed me in the fence. But in qualifying, obviously you're by yourself. In practice, you're even by yourself for the most part. You might run a couple laps, but you don't really make huge adjustments. You may make some adjustments for qualifying to get the car more trimmed out, lay down a faster lap, you know, in a single car run. But as far as in the draft, that's when you really feel your adjustments, and you don't really put yourself in that position in practice because you risk tearing up the car when you're doing this. Not to mention, you might get in a pack of 5 or 6 cars in practice, and that doesn't really do much for you because the energy in the air between 5 cars is tremendously different than between 20 cars. So, that is just another reason why I always love hopping on my SimSeats driving simulator here in my apartment and getting on iRacing so that I can prepare for this experience and, you know, just try to get a little bit more comfortable, try to get a little more acclimated, and put myself in the best position possible as far as preparation for when I get to the track in real life, which is, in this case, tomorrow night, be racing Under the Lights live on NBC Sports at 7:30 in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Almost turned that guy. 6 has got to hold his line. There we go. See ya. So see how I shuffled him out right there? He's all over the place. He kind of had a run. He was tempted to go to the top. I pretended I was going to go with him. Then I pulled back down to the bottom, held my line. Now I'm rolling with the middle lane, and he dropped into the back. Patience is the biggest thing here. And Another thing that helps me a lot is not only the fact that we've got fast Chevy Camaros and I've got a great crew chief in Andy Street and rest of the guys on our Richard Childress racing team, but we have awesome power under the hood. Our ECR engines are great, especially at the super speedways. Not to mention Derek Nealon up on the spotter stand, who just really helped guide me to the front if we're not already up there, and when we are up there, helps me stay there, navigate my moves properly, time them right, and really just walk me through a race. He's a great coach and phenomenal spotter. So I highly suggest you listen to him on the NASCAR app. And you can go on my scanner tomorrow night at 7:30 during the race while I'm at Daytona and hear all of our team communications, hear what Derek's telling me, and get an inside look at what it's like racing in the NASCAR Xfinity Series at Daytona. It's pretty phenomenal. It's really cool what iRacing has to offer, especially this right here. Exciting racing. Getting a little hectic on lap 7 of 35, but looks like we have a great run coming to the front right here. I'd love to get up front and take control of this race, but top 4 would work for me for now. If I push this guy to the lead, I know he's going to drop to the bottom and I'm going to lose all my help, but he's not clear yet. Am I hot? No, I'm not hot. No, I'm good so far. I'm glad he reminded me, but I'm fine. Once it gets red, time to get nervous. So he should be good on fuel. Yep, you can make it on fuel. Unless we have a caution, probably won't pit. Still don't really need to pit unless you have damage, because I don't think tire is going to be worth anything. Hope everyone in the stream's doing well. I appreciate you tuning in on this Thursday morning. I almost feel like they changed something in the update with the aero model. The car moves around a lot more in a straight line, and I actually like that. It feels more realistic. I think that's why a lot of guys are struggling to hold it in a straight line. Even I am at sometimes. Gotta love these massive spoilers that you can't even see past. Difficult. This is about how a truck is at a super speedway as well. I ran Talladega in the NASCAR Truck Series last year. Then this year, of course, I already ran Talladega actually in the Xfinity Series, and I'm about to head to Daytona tomorrow night. And then I actually have a third super speedway race because they added Talladega to the schedule later this year. So I'm looking forward to that one too. I'm glad I'll be in the seat. It's gonna be a good time. Went really well for us at Talladega earlier this year. Drove to the front, led a bunch of laps, stayed up there. Actually had a speeding penalty on pit road entry. I just didn't get slowed down fast enough on our green flag stop, which another thing iRacing is great for, because we didn't get to obviously have practice. So that was my first time hitting pit road at a super speedway in a NASCAR Xfinity car at 200 miles per hour and trying to get it slowed down to 55 miles per hour. It's extremely difficult, but nonetheless, went to the back, and our car was so fast we were able to drive back up to the front, even make some single car passes when the cars were just single file logging laps against the top. It was really cool, and was really proud of the effort by our team. Got back up there and finished 6th. We didn't have the help we needed from behind at the end to make anything happen, so really we were just trying to stay in line with the guys in front of us, and that was the best finish we could have. Solid day though, for sure. All right, let's push him to the lead right here.